78 Sports TV here. Salute to the mighty LDBC, Lions Den boxing community. For those who don't know, now you know. Smash the like button, hit the subscribe, also hit the notification bell so you'll be notified when I drop a new video. If you're digging the video, go ahead and share this joint. Shakur Stevenson. So I'm checking out this interview from Shakur Stevenson. Let me give these brothers a shout out. What was the interview? Second Win podcast. Shakur Stevenson was on there, and good interview. But Shakur said something that was a little disturbing. You know, I'm sure if he would have got the opportunity, he would have cleaned that up. But you know, he said what he had to say. He feels that he was asked something similar to the fact, why does it take for a guy like Terrence Crawford to have to beat Errol Spence for people to give him his flowers and recognize it? And then Shakur went on to say, it's because of casuals. It's because of the casuals. He says that casual boxing fans run boxing. He said that any hardcore fan would have been able to tell you that Earl was going to knock out Spence. He said, but, you know, the casuals create other narratives. The casuals got more power and they run boxing, right? So that's in essence, he's saying that the people who were picking Errol Spence to beat Crawford were casuals. I totally disagree with that. But let me play what he said so you can get it from the horse's mouth here.
Casual fans is like a majority of boxing. Like they opinions hold more weight than the actual fans that's like studying the sport. Because there's a lot of fans that really study the sport. They could have told you like Bud was gonna beat Earl. Right. But then you got the casual fans who put the narrative out there and they spread this big narrative and
that goes to the media and all types of stuff.
And they rule boxing. Yeah. At the end of the day, casuals rule boxing. So
all right, so that's what Shakur Stevenson had to say. I ain't gonna play all this stuff. You go ahead, check it out. But I totally disagree with that. Now I do agree that casuals get more respect than the hardcore boxing fan. The big wigs in boxing pander and cater to the casual fan in order to get them in to get pay-per-views over 1 million and stuff like that. But listen, the hardcore boxing fan, it was a lot of hardcore boxing fans that abandoned the sport because of the politics and the nonsense that goes on in the sport of boxing. A lot of people have walked away from the sport. I know many of them. You know how many people I've met in the course of my life? You know, even from back when I used to work jobs and stuff, dudes used to say, oh, you watching the fight? Oh, okay, yeah, I used to like boxing. But, you know, yeah, back in the early 2000s and 90s, I used to watch it, but I stopped watching. It just got ridiculous. Like a lot of people, you got to remember this. A lot of people left boxing. A lot of hardcore boxing fans left boxing because of the Mayweather-Pacquiao saga, right? They felt like the fight was taking way too long to get made. It was just ridiculous. The constant back and forth stuff that turned off a lot of people. I'm talking the hardcore. Casuals want to go with whatever the party at. You know what I'm saying? Whatever it's going to be exciting and, oh, this is the thing to do. This is what's happening. They want to be there, all right? But you can't trust them to be there on a day-to-day basis. Casuals are there for certain fights, certain topics, just like on your YouTube channel, right? You can have 100,000 YouTube subs, right? Now, how many people actually get 100,000 views every time they upload a video? Usually it's like anywhere between 5 and 20,000 because that's how many actual boxing fans are on YouTube on a day-to-day basis. The casuals will come in during big fights. If it's a fight they like, let's say use Canelo, for example. If Canelo fight, the casuals will come in and watch the post-fight videos. If they like what you're saying, they'll subscribe to your channel, right? But then they'll stick around for about a week or so as long as that fight is hot. But as soon as that fight is over with and nobody's talking about it no more, and you move on to talking about whatever else is going on in boxing, those casuals are not going to be in your comment section or interacting on your videos, right? They'll just stick around until the next Canelo fight. So that's what happens on YouTube. That's what happens in real life with boxing. You know, that's how guys, Tank Davis and Ryan Garcia was not a more important fight or a better fight than Errol Spence versus Terrence Crawford. But the fight sold more, allegedly. I say allegedly because, you know what I'm saying, you know, politics. You see what I'm saying? You just don't know what the numbers really are. But allegedly, Garcia versus Tank sold more than Crawford versus Spence. Now, it's a lot of reasons you can throw out there, but the bottom line is this. More casual boxing fans wanted to see Ryan versus Tank. Okay? Hardcore boxing fans went out and purchased the the respectable ones did. The people of honor went out and purchased Crawford versus Spence. You know what I'm saying? But with the Ryan and Tank fight, you had people from all different walks of life ordering that fight. You know what I'm saying? People who just like the way one of these fighters look, or they're attracted to the punching power of Tank, or whatever the case may be. Right? So I agree with Shakur when it comes to that. However, to suggest that the people who picked EJ to win are somehow casual, I think that's ridiculous, because in reality, the casual fans that I know were picking Bud. Okay, a lot of intelligent people pick Bud. A lot of old school OG dudes was picking Bud because they're more familiar with Bud's style. They know what they're looking at when they see Bud fight. They like Bud's style more than they like Spence's style, right? And that's understandable. That's their right. You know what I'm saying? But I totally disagree. I don't think Errol Spence fans, the masses of Errol Spence fans, is casuals. These are people who watch Errol Spence dominate and out hustle, pressure, and swarm guys for his entire career. He was an undefeated fighter, and he's naturally bigger than Terrence Crawford. So many people, like myself, thought, well, the bigger dog is going to beat the more skilled smaller dog. That's what I figured. Okay. But, Terrence Crawford came in shape. He came in ready. He came in with a chip on his shoulder, and he fought phenomenal. You know what I'm saying? But the people who picked Earl was not casuals, not the masses of them. That's ridiculous. I think that's easy to say in hindsight. You know what I'm saying? If you want to take a jab at somebody or take shots at somebody and call them casuals, that's not, because if Earl would have won the fight, then what does that mean? If Earl would have won the fight, let's say anything could happen, but let's say Earl would have caught Crawford one of those shots and Crawford was hurt and he got stopped. Now, the narrative wouldn't be, oh, only casuals pick Crawford. You know what I'm saying? No, you had Hall of Fame boxers and stuff like that was picking Terrence Crawford to win, and you had a lot of fans that was picking Errol Spence, and a few fighters was picking Spence, but mostly it was fans. A lot of the Hall of Famers, they tend to like Terrence Crawford more. They like his style more. You know what I'm saying? And Errol Spence is not really an establishment type guy, not that much. So a lot of people, Earl just rubbed a lot of people off the wrong way, especially when you're talking about the people criticize Earl for his lifestyle choices of him, drinking and living that lifestyle. They say this guy not living the fighter lifestyle, and Terrence Crawford allegedly don't drink, don't do none of that stuff. So a lot of people related to Crawford more and respected Crawford more as far as the way he lives his life, the way he went about his business. So a lot of the OGs can look at that and say, yeah, this dude about his business for real. He's serious. He really coming in here to hurt somebody. But Earl, that stigma that's around Earl, the car accident, he was in 2 car accidents, the drinking and stuff, all these ridiculous rumors on the streets about all this nonsense that's going on in Dallas. So a lot of that stuff just rubbed people the wrong way. All right. So I think that's what happened. I don't think it got nothing to do with Errol Spence fans being casuals. But anyway, y'all let me know what y'all think. You know what I'm saying? Shakur, that he said also that he don't think that Earl should retire. He said he understands why, the circumstances why people are saying that. He didn't elaborate on it, but he spoke on how he feels that Earl, he understands why people say he should retire, but he don't agree. All right. But anyway, that's my 2 cents. Y'all let me know what y'all think about Shakur Stevenson's comments about Spence fans being casual. 78 Sports TV. Salute to the mighty LDBC. And I'm up out of here, though. Deuces.